A doctor testified that he believes that Taylor Schabusiness is competent to stand trial for allegedly murdering Shad Thyrion. Competency refers to the defendant's ability to understand the court proceedings and help in their own defense. The doctor, Matthew Seipel, says that he believes that Schabusiness is able to stand trial. He was appointed by the court. He noted that he had extensive discussions with her about the allegations, the evidence, and legal tactics. She has pleaded not guilty and not guilty by reason of mental disease or defect.
And in discussing these topics, the defendant did not display any substantial deficits in her understanding of the underlying case or the pending proceedings, or in her capacity to communicate coherently and rationally with defense counsel toward making the legal decisions that fall essentially to her to make.
Schabusiness is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault.
You're looking at a home on Stony Brook Lane on the west side of Greenbay, the scene where a murder occurred on February 23rd. On Tuesday, Taylor Schabusiness appeared in Brown County Court via Zoom, locked behind a door. The 24-year-old is charged with first-degree homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault.
The facts alleged are extremely concerning and disturbing and go to the violent nature and the grave nature of the offense.
Disturbing on multiple fronts. According to the criminal complaint, Schabusiness and the victim were both high on drugs, the victim dying due to strangulation. Court records show she watched as he coughed up blood waiting for him to die, later saying, quote, "Yeah, I liked it." Schabusiness allegedly removed the victim's head from his body, placing it inside of a bucket, then draping a blanket over it. With horrific details emerging on Tuesday from last week's murder, it somehow keeps getting even more gruesome, as the victim's mother was the one to discover the severed head. The criminal complaint shows the victim's mother was awakened between 2:30 and 3 in the morning on February 23rd from a door being slammed. Thinking Schabusiness had left, the mother went into the basement, and as she was walking up the stairs, she noticed the bucket. After removing the blanket, she saw the victim's head. Schabusiness allegedly told police all the body parts should be in the basement, but a foot or leg should be in a minivan. She is scheduled to next appear in court on March 22nd while being held on an incredibly high bond.
I think that given all these circumstances and factors, that $2 million cash fund is appropriate. I'll also order the defendant not to have any contact with the victim's family.
Over a 3-month period, Brown County Sheriff's investigators say 17 times they were sent to apartments on Seville Drive in Bellevue for crimes that turned out to be made up.
Especially initially, our officers thought this was the real deal. But over time, we learned in talking to the individuals at the location that the calls were directed toward, that there truly was no emergency and there was not a situation at all.
According to a criminal complaint, Holly Arcand was directing the calls toward the father of her children and his girlfriend. She told investigators she has 4 children with the man, and he goes back and forth between women, and it's frustrating because he doesn't help out with the children. Investigators say the fake calls didn't escalate to swatting until December 6th, when the caller said there was a man with a gun at the apartment.
Many times we respond to those incidents with lights and sirens or at an elevated speed, which creates additional risks to officers and members of the public.
With the seriousness raised, the Sheriff's Department ramped up its investigation.
It was slightly difficult at first to track this individual because they were using techniques to mask their identity. They were giving fake names and fake phone numbers.
The criminal complaint shows a court order helped link Arcand to one of the numbers used to call 911.
The state of Wisconsin versus
In court, the girlfriend of Arcand's ex said she's worried for her safety moving forward.
I'm kind of scared that she's going to end up coming to my residence. And I just feel that if she did this many times and didn't stop doing it, she doesn't have the respect for law enforcement that she wouldn't go even further on doing something else.
Arcand was issued a $10,000 signature bond and was ordered to not have direct contact with her children's father or his girlfriend.